down. It tells of a prince, Rama, his wife, Sita, a dying king, Dasarata, and his wife, Kaikeyi. Her son and brother of Rama is Bharata. Lakshmana is the devoted brother and companion of Rama. There is a mysterious old man in this story and an evil giant known as Ravana. Miss McCray, it seems to be high.
Once you're in the back.
Okay. Jathra is the guardian bird of Sita, and Hanuman is the monkey king. Kumbhakarna is brother of Ravana, and he has an army of ogres. Be ready. Our story begins with a shimmering tree of life. Of Yamaratha was ill and dying. So, his wife came to speak to him about the heir to his throne. She was preferring that instead of giving the rule of the kingdom to the brother of Rama, she wanted her son, Bharata, to be the chosen one. But Lakshmana, the other brother, and his brother were waiting nearby to see what the decision would be. When he disappeared. In the morning when Bharata had announced his decision, the people heard the message that the new king would be Rama, and they were most pleased. A procession was sent into the country, in honor of the new king. Bahraz's mother was still not pleased about that decision. And so it was decided that Rama could not become the ruler of the land until 14 years from now. Bharata took his magical slippers and placed them on the throne until Rama could return to be the next king. So, our heroes were sent into the forest. They spent days, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana. In the forest they were, gathering mangoes and bananas, pineapples, and other fruits. Lakshmana made a shelter for them under an arbor of purple morning glories, and all was well. But nearby, danger was watching them. Peeking through the forest was a rather strange shape, watching their every move. Right. The shadow belonged to Ravana. He could think of nothing but capturing Sita to become his queen, and he schemed to get her while the boys were away. Rama protected Sita by drawing a magic circle with his dagger, so Sita would stay within the circle, gathering flowers, playing with animals that came to visit. But one day, there came a deer. It was a beautiful deer. It came towards them. Turning some of the things. There. He came towards them. They had never seen a deer like this. It had skin of gold and eyes of amethysts. "Quick, my lord, quick, quick," said Sita. "Rama, go get him. Chase after him, please, please." He did not want to leave, but he went after the deer. "Stay with Sita," he shouted to Lakshmana. "Do not let her leave the circle." He shouted as he went, following him through the forest. The deer vanished and was not able to be found. But Rama went deeper and deeper into the forest. Then Sita heard a voice. "Help! Help!" said the voice. "Help me, please, help!" Well, that was Rama's voice. Sita heard Rama calling to her. "Go," she cried, "I cannot leave the circle. Lakshmana, go! Rama needs you." "I cannot," said Lakshmana. "No, no," said Sita. Despite his fears, Lakshmana decided to leave Sita to go find that beautiful deer, and off he went. No sooner had Lakshmana gone than there appeared a very tall man in a long cloak, begging for a sip of water. "Oh, come, refresh yourself," said Sita, and she stepped out of the circle. That quickly the figure changed into the giant Ravana. He grabbed her, and they struggled. Yathabud, the bird that guarded Sita, flew down from the sky. It came in crying and shrieking. It began to attack Ravana. Sita had to step away. It wheeled and it swooped, it poked, it pinched, it clawed at Ravana. But Ravana struck it with his sword, and Jathea plummeted to the earth. As they continued, Ravana held on to Sita. Right. And across the sky they went. Sita noticed there were monkeys on the mountain below, so she dropped an anklet, then she dropped an earring and a necklace. necklace, and they came to rest on the mountains. The monkeys playing on the mountain gathered up the trinkets and took them to their king, Hanuman. Ramana and Lakshman searched and began searching. Meanwhile, they had traveled many roads, hunting for the two of them. Okay. As the two brothers came through the woods and through minutes and thundering waterfalls, they finally reached the monkey kingdom, and there was Hanuman. He came forward to greet them, and he showed Rama what the monkeys had found. Rama recognized them as Sitas. "Oh, grieve not," he said, "I will help." And he called forth his army into combat. Can you imagine, people, what a fight was beginning to brew? Here was Rama, and here came with the monkey army. Ravana he called for his army to come. Then came Kumbhakara and all of his giant warrior oaks to help. It was a great struggle among them all. There was fighting and slashing and crying. Okay. Finally, Kumbhara and the ogres were struck. Down they went. The giant warriors fell. Rama and Lakshman were the next. So Lakshman took aim. And other people from the country of Nana began to help him fight. Which really was good. The warriors were gone, and Rama turned. And now it was his turn to fight with Ravana. Okay. Suddenly, the arrow of Rama struck Ravana, and down he went. Then, all of a sudden, peace came to the world. There was sun, there was light. The evil was gone. The good had conquered. And the people had a new king. This time, it was Rama. For 14 years, he had worked for this position. He put on the magic shoes, and the people celebrated with another festival procession. you can see who is moving those shapes all around. Right. The flat, well, if you have a flat one, hold it up so first. Everybody else go down for just a second. Now, yeah. The flat wooden ones. Yeah. Those are YA puppets, shadow puppets, that are made of wood. So you see them, they're right there. And the people that are also made